Here we are. It is Mahala Monday. Good morning, everybody. So wonderful to have you with us here on this Monday. The month of March is almost done. And as per usual, we have a studio guest today. There's a man next to me. That's where we leave it for now. But first up, let me just say good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, the wonderful, the amazing, the incomparable Ruda!
Good morning and welcome to Mahala Monday, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
He's greeting us. There's a man next to us, everybody. There's a man next to us, and we're going to get to that right now. But thank you very much for joining us today. We're live on YouTube and on Facebook, of course, at Nickay Productions. Those are the details where we are. And, of course, you know this is an interactive show. As per usual, we invite, of course, being interactive with us, comments, questions that you have. This is what makes this show Mahala Monday. Now, we did start off by saying there's a man next to us.
That is right. And you know what? I have to say, it is my partner in crime at the end of the day, and that is Alfonso.
Good morning, everybody.
Now let me just, you know what? Let's just back up here for 5 seconds, and bear with me here quickly, because I've been nagging. Once we started this whole Mahala Monday, I was saying, you know what? This is brilliant, because I thought, yeah, we get to interview, you know, the celebrities, and we have, we've been doing all these things, and then I look at like all the amazing things, the real influence, the people that you kind of look up to that makes the difference. And I said, well, okay, so do we start off with you? And it was like, no. And it's taken me months, years, decades, millennia to convince this man to sit here.
That is so true.
So thank you very much for doing this, because I know a lot of people got a lot of questions for you, but also, in a nutshell, we're going to talk about the artistry of exactly it is what you do. This amazing company that the two of you have created. We're going to talk, I want to get your opinion on entrepreneurship. Where do you see businesses going? Where the country is going? We want to talk about all of that.
So much.
Yeah. Happy days I am. Yeah.
That's true. And on top of it all, everybody, this is always the guy that's on the back end, on the behind the scenes whenever we do Mahala Monday. So this is our opportunity to put him in front of the camera, not behind the camera today. Yeah,
and this never happens. And you're absolutely right. This never happens. No production, no show ever features the people that is behind it. Once again, pioneers, baby.
Pioneers.
In a nutshell, this is the man that makes us look good. He just minimizes our mistakes. So that is what it. First day, how are you? Are you well?
I'm good. But yeah, on this side of the camera, yeah, it's not a normal thing for me. But yeah, it's okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for the beating.
I think we need to start, Dougal, because I think we both have so many questions and things going in our mind that Alfonso, we're going to go straight into those questions now.
You
yeah. So for me personally, I think everybody out there would love to know, where did this all start?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Nickay started 1st of June 2002. The name Nickay is basically Dominic and Kayla, so it's my two kids, or our kids. So the whole idea behind the name, it's a short name. Normally what happens is photographers normally name the business after themselves.
I was going to ask you, why is this not Alfonso Photography?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't really leave a legacy if you name it after yourself. So this a tip for budding entrepreneurs and so on, keep your brand name short, and remember, if as a photographer, if it's Alfonso Photography, when Alfonso kicks the bucket, basically clients are looking for Alfonso, and then the business dies.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I see that. You know what? I actually just want to tell you this, because we're approaching 2 decades here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're 18 years this year. Yeah. 19 years. Yeah, we're operating in the industry for 19 years this year. Yeah.
And when you look at that, I mean, what is exactly that you do? So you take photos.
Yeah, so generally we a media company, so we do photography, we do videography, live streaming, all of that, and print. So photographic print, so enlargements and things like that. Generally, what I always tell people, if you think of an image, you think of Nickay. yeah.
So everything around that is what you guys focus on.
So basically everything around media. So anything visual, videography, and live streaming is, with COVID now, is a big part of our business.
Yeah. Because I actually want to tell you, there's like a bit of a personal story. Let me tell you this, because so I've known you guys for a while. And so what I do is, because I MC events and gigs and go around and we travel around. So you always bump into the same DJ, the same band, same photographer. So you kind of build a rapport. Yeah. But it is quite candid how the memory of meeting this man for the first time stood out. We're doing a specific event, and I thought to myself, how many photographers are in the room? There was like 5 million people. And now let's be honest here. Yeah. When it comes to photography, it's about capturing a moment. This is what it is. This is where the artistry comes in. So it's about capturing the moment, and years later you still talk about the event. You had like 50 million photographers taking the same shot from different angles. You couldn't miss it. And I've seen 1 billion photographers at different events, and I'm being very honest. Yeah. And the first time I was exposed to that level and efficiency, adding the value. And let me be honest, the reason I'm saying that, and I'm going on a bit, is because before the time, the MC we would coordinate how we're running things with the organizers of the event. We would coordinate. Yeah. There's some sort of running order that we plan for. So and that is what we do. So the biggest thing is, when I saw that, I mean, I was blown away. I was blown away. And we've got some slides up that you're showing us there of some of these events that you've done and at things that you've taken.
Yeah, basically when I started out the business, I was the sole person in the business, and realizing that there's a need for events with teams, and that's where you basically come in, where you're looking at everybody, and it's not all photographers that you saw at that event, at that specific event. It's support staff, photographers, support staff, and that specific event we were doing on-site printing. So so we were photographing the event, printing on-site, and framing the photos all at the same time. Yeah. So clients know us as a team, and I must really compliment everybody that's been involved in this company for the last 19 years. We've had awesome teams, and Rhoda and myself can't do it without a great team.
No, but it is amazing that you say that, because that is the one thing that stuck out. Oh, yeah. That was definitely the one stuck. Because you see, normally, and I only bring this up, and I just want to say this, and I want people to understand the professionalism and the level of expertise that you actually bring to a function. We're not saying this because we know each other, but it was like, I was like, okay, now these are so wax, because I'm like, okay, so we're doing this, and the photographer was telling me, this is covered, that's covered, how do you want these angles? And all of a sudden, that whole event goes da-da-da. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? 2 heads are better than 1, 5 heads are better than 1 or 2, and 20 heads are better than 16. It's just the way it works. Yeah. So you've taken all these, I mean, there's some wonderful, there's events there that we see. We see a group photo there with a wonderful backdrop there.
Yeah, so basically with the group photos, so we have special staging for huge groups, and we can do huge groups. And again, that's a big team, lighting, all of that,
Okay, so these are certain events that you've obviously taken, and these are like what we would call
executive portraits. So you do portraits for corporate clients, and they'd call you out to do portraits of their staff, and especially now in COVID, I look at people's profiles. I look at their photos that they're posting on social media. And I'm thinking, seriously, you're putting that of yourself out on social media. You should look more professional in your bio. And that's a big concern. A lot of people, if you see Zoom meetings, guys, just buy a light. The light is like $600, $800. Put a light up in front of you. Make yourself look better. It's important. That's why our slogan is serious about your image, because your image is vital. It's very important to push out, or not push out, but portray a professional look of yourself, because if you are putting on LinkedIn photos of your dog, or you're putting on Facebook photos of you jolling the night before, people sum you up from that, on that.
Fair enough. That makes
So
sense.
true,
That
so
makes
true.
sense. But now, looking at that, having a look at all of that, I mean, when you were a youngster, did you think, like, I want to be a photographer?
Not actually. It was all the course of my life. I was a crime scene photographer. So being a crime scene photographer, you worked with the negativity of life. And I did a couple of commercial stuff, freelancing on commercial stuff. And what I done is my side hustle became my full-time. And that's basically why I'm mentioning side hustle again, because the whole idea of Mahala Monday is we started Mahala Monday to inspire. We brought our all our associates, our business partners, all of them on board in saying, how can we inspire people to start their own business? Because South Africa needs entrepreneurs. We need entrepreneurs. We can't rely on government. Everybody relying on government doesn't help us. We need to take this country forward, and I'm a huge patriot.
No.
I believe that South Africans. Sorry, man, you're speaking to my passion now. I believe that South Africans have it in them, and they have. I mean, other countries are employing our people by the numbers.
Yeah.
Right? South Africans, I don't care what, how diverse our country is. South Africans are generally known for hard working.
No, it is. But let me backtrack to what you said. You said my side hustle turned you to the thing. This is the passion that we're talking about. That is why you're sitting here. That is exactly why I wanted to interject you the first time, because that shows. And then, you see when you let somebody else. Now listen here, you know this is an interactive show at Nickay Productions, YouTube, and on Facebook. So we got a couple of questions and comments in, and just bear with us. We are going to get to it, because we just got to load them up. I'm just going to wheezy have a look here through some of them. So. Morning. Good to see Yvonne in the hot seat. That is from Barbara Stander. We're getting to making the seat a little bit hotter for him in a moment, Barbara. But thank you for watching. There's a couple of more messages here. I have got a message in from Jabbar Muhammad, and Jabbar, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're doing very, very well as well. Jabbar says he's our leader, he's our image leader in photography. And just on that comment, because some of the stuff you've done, and we're having a slide here with, we see all these people at graduations. This is one of the things that Nickay certainly become known for. Specialist, can I say that? Yeah, we've been doing graduations. We've practically been doing graduations for 18 years. We have a awesome e-commerce platform we devised 2018. When we capture an event, and I think our clients can attest to that, because we've got clients of 8 years and beyond. Our clients, it's nice when your clients are loyal. Yeah. When you're loyal to your clients is one thing, but when your clients are loyal to you, that's awesome. And we've been in the industry, sorry, no, it's fine. We've been in the industry for 18 years, and we've been doing graduations for 18 years. And you're capturing people's lifelong achievements. And it's important, and that's why we have all these backups and backup of a backup, because this is people's memories. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, I think just wanting to backtrack there, especially with, if you're looking at the relationships, I mean, basically you, and even more your personality, has basically made the foundation of Nickay, because your personality really just shines out. When you walk in a room, bam, Fonzo's here. And this I'm not saying because, he's my partner in crime. It's really because this is the reason why we've got this long clientele. If you could tell us, some of our clients, the relationships you've had with him has been how many years?
Wow. a lot of our clients, I think I said to you, Dougal, the other day, that there's a lot of our clients that don't even give us business anymore, but they're still my friends.
Oh, yeah.
We are still buddies,
Sure.
we are still friends.
Yeah.
So business, I think where a lot of people make a mistake is that they put money first. And I said this countless times on my social media feeds. Put your passion first, the money will roll in. But if you put money first, you'll always be hunting your passion, and you will never be pleased with what you want.
Now,
Sure.
and that,
Well
I
said.
got to be honest with you, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And, you know, that is wonderful what you say, because I think that these are the kind of things we got to hear. But you say this as Alfonso Stoffels. You've got a certain skill set, which is phenomenal, as we know. And I want to, and I know I asked you specifically, I said, bring me something that is good. But now let's talk about artistry of photos. I mean, in today's day and age, everybody's got a cell phone, smartphone, everyone has got a camera. So technically everybody is a photographer, right? If you had to tell somebody who's 12 years old, 15 years old, and they say, no, I want to be a photographer one day, what is the first thing that you say to that kind of person? Hey, look out for this. I mean, there's got to be like a trick of the trade or a tip or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You jogging my memory. 18 years ago, someone said, "Why do you want to go into photography? Why do you want to open a photography?" Look, I was a photographer already.
Yeah.
So they said, "Why would you want to open a photography business?" And I said, "Because I love doing photography." And they said, "Are you going to make money?" I said, "Yes, I'll definitely make money." And that's what I'm going to tell a 12-year-old as well. Remember, our society is more visual today than ever. It's more visual than ever. So there is a place for photography. There is a place for videography. Videography, I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but live streaming has gone by millions last year. Videography for the last couple of years has been surpassing any other medium on the social media platforms. So there's possibilities, there's opportunities, but if you're going to be stuck in your thinking and you're not going to pivot and you're not going to change the way you do things, you're going to be stuck where you are.
And looking at, when I look at it, because you said it now, a picture speaks 1,000 words,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You've said it. So when I look at an image, like I look at the image of the three of us, this is what we look like. It is up to the photographer to capture the emotion and all of that, and the everything else that comes with it. Do you straight away look at it that way, or how do you? I mean, because honestly, we've taken photos of the same thing. Mine just looks like it's a charcoal sketch.
Yeah, look, I say it many times. You think, he's only taking photos. But you're so exhausted after the event because you're looking at lighting, you're looking at ambient light, you're looking at what light you're bringing in. I shoot manual.
What does that mean?
So I don't put my camera on program. So none of us, Rhoda, not myself, none of us put our cameras on program.
So you say each photo you take properly?
Because you got to consider the lighting. Right?
Okay.
So all of that. Yes, technology, there's Wi-Fi on cameras now. We utilize it. Utilize the technology, all of that. But a camera can't decide what the image is going to look like. I'm going to show you later on the slide what I'm talking about. You as an artist still got to put that together. You still got to bring that image across to the client because you got the brief from the client. The client's indicated what they want, and you got to basically capture what the client wants. And that's what, at the end of the day, makes you as good as your last game. That's how I see it. I find, and I mean, we did something like 5 State of the Nation addresses, and something common amongst the photographers is that the guys will look right past you, they won't greet you, and all of this. I don't believe in that. I'm the photographer that will stretch out my hand and say, "Hi, Alfonso," and the guy gets a shock. "Oh, it's Johnny." Why? Why do you need to feel that you've got this alter ego? Be humble. And that's about any career. Be humble. I mean, I'm thinking of my good friend, John Adams. He's an artist. That man's he was in Ireland, he's everywhere. I mean, he does artwork for a lot of people, right? But when you chat to him, he's as humble as anything. And that for me is important. Yeah. Is, you know what? Forget about alter egos. We need to hone in on our passions.
Yeah. You got to capture the moment, and I mean, you've done amazing stuff. So you've done 5 states of the nations, you say?
Yeah, officially it's 5. We were the official photographer for Parliament of the 5 states of the nation. But I mean, I've done other states of the nations. I've done state of the province. I've done a couple of overseas gigs. I've done. I mean, we as Nickay, we work nationally. We've been in Nickay. We've been worked Durban, Bloemfontein. We've been all over the country as Nickay. So it's nice when you're in Joburg and you at a show in Joburg and people see your branding and they say, "Oh, I'm still purchasing my graduation photo."
Yeah, that is a common occurrence. You can't go anywhere and people stare at you, especially with the boss. Everybody like, you got Nickay all over your face, and they're like, "Oh, I need to ask you something." And you see that look, and you like they're scanning on you, and you're like, "Oh, I've got you."
I specifically put this photo of this boy that I photographed, and you know, when I looked at the photograph, I thought, you know, for me, the first time shooting in Parliament was like, I was in awe.
And that is all there. I was going to say that. Yeah.
So I was like in awe. Look, I don't care how much you're paying me. This is an achievement.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same as a lot of stuff that we've done that you think, this is really, I mean, coming from Bonteheuwel, Lotus River, and here you are. Shooting in Parliament, shooting in overseas. And the reason why I'm mentioning Bonteheuwel and Lotus River, because I want kids. And I've had a conversation 2 weeks ago with someone also about children in the suburbs and children in the location. And again, Mahala Monday is there for everybody. If you've got a cell phone, you can connect. And I'm saying to you, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. We are putting it out there for you so that you can get the information. Which tertiary institution, if you start your own business, if you want to move your side hustle to a full stream business, there's access to information is important. Our society, we need our youth to understand. And parents, remember, if you're raising your kids spoiled, they're not going to necessarily go into the next thing. Children need to work for it, and that culture you start at home. I mean, I am a product of the culture from my grandfather to my mother to my father to my parents to everybody. I'm a product of the extension. The road is a product of the extension. I mean, you and me have had a conversation that you're a product of your parents. Although you come from the platteland, yes, your parents enforce certain things, and ethics and loyalty, that is important. If you're ethical individual, I don't care which community you come from. Now, right, you can come from a gang-ridden community, but if you teach your children ethical standards and ethical things, I don't care how corrupt the world around them is, they'll stick to what they believe in.
No, and this is the thing, because it is the thing that forms the basis. The one thing, and I like the thing, I mean, so you've done these amazing events, and I've been fortunate enough once as well to do something at the Parliament, but I mean, one is not 5. It's like, you know what I mean? It's and looking at all of those things, I mean, because you've travelled across, and let's be honest, this is not confined to the borders of South Africa.
No.
You've done things, major things internationally where you have gone. There's got to be a couple that stand out.
No, there's definitely a couple that stand out. I just want a reference, and I've had a photo here of Thabo Mbeki.
Yes.
And that was the Parliament Shield that we did, right? When the new logo of Parliament, right?
Yeah.
And for me, and
these are 3 Western Cape premiers.
as a photographer, you got to be neutral, right?
So
You got to be totally neutral. And that's how you work for all the different. And you, I don't care what your belief is. You've got to maintain your neutrality. And the important thing for me as a South African is our leadership needs to, at the end of the day, show the youngsters, show the new budding entrepreneurs that there's possibilities. We can. I mean, the Thabo Mbeki era was the best small business development. We need small business development being encouraged in our country. And we took the oath of being a catalyst for that as well. And OptiGrowth, a couple of networks we belong to, and a lot of people are trying to push. There's a lot of people that's pushing good work in our society. I know I can mention. I mean, I'm going to start mentioning people as. I don't want to.
All right. So, what is the reason that we're looking at these pictures?
Okay, so just a good example there. Ibrahim Asu was with what's his name, Danny Jordan, and basically at the Cape Town station, and everybody ignored Danny Jordan. Everybody, from every population group. I know everybody was wanting to take photos with him and all of that. And what I'm saying is that leadership is important, vital. I mean, with this photo of Alan Ziller, photographers, we were all huddling on the other side.
Behind her.
Yeah.
Right?
On
her back. We were all huddling that side. And I thought, and that's the thing, when you're in photography, you must look at opportunities, and we've got a saying, apologize afterwards.
Like paparazzi vibes.
So you do what you have to do to get the picture. I was the only photographer on this side, got the shot.
And that's the photo.
That's the photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But isn't that a little paparazzi? Apologize afterwards, because you always see these celebrities running away. And have you ever done that? Do like paparazzi style photos?
Yeah, you do sometimes, because the thing is, you given a brief, right?
Yeah.
So you given a brief as a photographer, so you must then capture the moment. And like Thurston said one day to one of the guys, newbies that came on our team, and Thurston Munich, started out with us also earlier time in the business, and also a loyal guy in the business. And the new photographer said to him, "Oh, guys, are we gonna have lunch?" And he said, "We're not here to have lunch.
At the function.
At the function, we're here to do a job." And that, when a team member says that and you hear that, and you're like, dude, that's all you want to hear.
This is the primary thing. Yeah.
And just a quick one, probably just looking at these guys, I think a photographer is one of the people that can actually tell celebrities, presidents, anybody, could you please stand to the left? Could you stand to the left? Smile. I don't think as many people can actually do this.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah, precisely. So where everybody else kind of, oh, don't say anything. You're the only one. Like, could you go to the left, please? Could you go to the right? Smile.
Yeah, my mentor, one of my mentors actually said, photographers are the only one that can kings and queens around.
Fair enough. Listen, we got a lot of comments because we want to talk more about entrepreneurship. We also want to talk about, especially the time we find ourselves in, with COVID times, and also the advent really of Mahala Monday, and why you came up with this brainchild between you and Rhoda, and where we see that going, and then because we've got a great perspective of what you do in terms of your artistry and the entrepreneurship and your passion. That is all coming out, but it is also coming out for the people who's all watching here. So let me just move back here because Jabbar said earlier, don't forget to mention why you are planning and want to have deaf interpreters in the near future for all productions. And of course, we've done this here on Nickay as well. And why you think South African Sign Language is so important. And please stress this. And that's coming through. Because that passion, everything you've spoken about, I mean, we can sum it up very quickly, is there. Because you were the one who said we need to have sign language interpreters. That is the next level of doing things.
Yeah, because I believe we talk about an inclusive South Africa, and we consider supposed to be considering everybody, but we're sitting with I think 1.6 million. I don't know the
Yes,
stats,
around about that,
but around about 1.6 million people that can't basically understand this recording, and our call out is to corporates. And our call out is to everyone to start investing in sign language interpreters, because it's important. I look at US election, the past US election. I mean, everything has a sign language interpreter, and it's important. We're leaving that part of our community out, and we need to bring that part of our community closer. I mean. Yes, we write for everybody. We need to include everybody. We can't talk about a diverse South Africa and we're leaving the deaf and the blind out in the cold.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to move on quickly, Alfonso. Let's look. There must be some 1 or 2 pictures that stand out for you. I mean, 1 or 2 that you kind of went. You know what I mean? There must be. What are we looking at?
Okay, so basically, this was in Argentina, right?
All right.
So I'm just giving you an example. This is a corporate event I did in Argentina, and this would be the photo you would take with your little Mckendrickie, right? You've got all this distractions and all that. That's the photo the photographer will take. You understand what I'm saying? So. Basically,
go back to my photo, the one I would have taken. No, I just want to do this again.
So you got all the distractions, you got all those brickwork and all of that.
Yeah.
But now our focus is on the dancers.
Yeah. Okay.
We've done lots of dance events and so on, and Rhoda's ex-ballroom dancer, so I learned a lot from Rhoda. But capturing, and I think capturing dancing, it's beautiful. I really love capturing folks dancing.
Just a quick one on it. I'm gonna do a brag there. That was in Argentina. We talk about
You've got it out there.
Yeah, we've done a bit of international gigs. We've been to St. Helena Island as well. So yeah, and then I love my black and whites.
Hey, you see, certain pictures are better than anything else. You've heard of the Mona Lisa.
There we go. I'm Mona Lisa. Look at that, you.
I know Ethan is there on the one end, yeah. And it's glad that he's got all that puffy whatever going there, like cover up,
I thought showing you off would be great, but we thought
we're in the show, man. This is a miracle, man.
I think we'll do you in black and white. Yeah. But I think we got a color of you as well.
Where is that?
Look
at the thin face, man.
That
was just our mistakes.
You see, that's the advantage of archiving your photos.
Oh, yeah.
How many corporates can ask you to ask for the usefulness of Dougal?
It's still coming. I'm waiting for puberty to kick in. But this is
that was many moons ago.
He got me. I didn't know he was going to do that. Now we know he's been taking photos since the beginning of time.
Beginning of time. Giving his age away.
That photo was supper one night in the Garden of Eden. And this is where the artistry comes in, isn't it?
Yeah, so like for example, and I put this up for a lot of budding photographers, youth, and so on. In South Africa, photographers are more. We do a lot. But you'll find in Europe and you'll find in America, you find photographers more specializing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have the same economic strength as what the first world countries have, but yet we do have the talent.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got and yeah, being a product photographer can be an awesome career.
Yeah, yeah. And so, and that is important to understand. And in terms of career opportunities, there, like you say, there's the people who just shoot models and go to all these exotic islands. There's so much, but it is really something, because it is really, it's painting a picture, man. This is what it's about. It's getting the emotion out. It is doing all of those wonderful things. And I like. I mean, some of the photos that you've taken, you've shown us now. What else have you taken that stands out to you?
I just put this in. That's what we used to do before drones came along.
So you would, yeah.
You'd hire,
So
you'd
that
hire a
little
chopper.
person there's
you'd hire a
Alfonso with his
chopper,
leg out of a chopper.
You'd hire.
Are you tied? Are you like, is this harness or something?
Yeah, you're honest in. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're hanging out there, but you're honest in, and then basically you. Yeah, this was before drones. So you had to hire a chopper and you had to go up, and we used to do a lot of stuff in the harbour, tugs that came in, or
with the use of obviously.
the helicopter.
But now you touched on it with drones. So with the change of technology, I mean, lights, cameras, all of these things now. Surely, I mean, the photography game, we all know, is leaps and bounds. It's jumped ahead.
Yeah, I think this is also the reason why I put those photos up, to show you that you've got to, at the end of the day, things change all the time. So you can, as a photographer, you say, drones are around, so there's no more business for me. How can you work yourself to doing something different? I mean, 2003, Canon was selling two film cameras for one digital camera. 2003. It wasn't a millennia ago. And photographers were saying, digital will never be where film is. Sorry, buddy. 2003, Nickay bought a digital camera. And when I spoke to my colleagues and I said, compare, this is film, this is digital. It's an 8 megapixel digital camera versus film. Tell me the difference. He grabbed the digital photo. I said, that's processing.
Yeah.
So it's how you process the photo.
I think on that
So
one,
that's basically, you've got to, at the end of the day, you're going to tell yourself, I'm going to give up, things are changing.
Yeah.
I think just a quick one on that, because I think a lot of students out there and a lot of photographers is wanting to start their own little thing, obviously. And this is always the question, Nikon, Canon. And you as a professional photographer, could you kind of just give a bit of advice there? Not saying which way to go really, but what you've experienced as a photographer, and like, what do you use?
Okay, I wasn't going to say, but you given the question there. I use Canon, but and all of us in Nickay, we use an arsenal of Canon. But what I would suggest to photographers, always look, and I'm not going to put any brand above the other brand. I don't believe in that, because to me it's just a Mercedes BM argument. So photographers need to look and do their homework. When you're buying a camera, are you buying it for the purpose that you need it for? And look at the longevity. So if you're buying a camera, it's an investment. The important thing is, a lot of youngsters and newbies are told, get the best camera, but then you're buying the cheapest optics.
But
And optics is important. If you're buying the cheapest optics and you got the best camera, that camera means nothing.
Okay, so what was your first camera?
Oh my.
Now you're taking me back. Pentax CG5.
I don't even know. Where was that now?
That was like, okay, that was like bottom of the, you got to start somewhere.
But it could delivered what you needed.
Well, it was like I was the junior photographer, so I had to take what I get.
Okay.
The whole thing was, if you're the junior photographer, you get the crappiest camera.
Yeah.
And that camera of mine was 4 shots cool, 1 shot busted. 3 shots cool, 2 shots busted.
Are you giving your age away?
And we were shooting film. So you couldn't look at the camera and see if the photo's okay.
Yeah.
You knew it's 1 shot, and you used to listen to the clicks of the camera. So you'd hear, okay, heck, you maybe missed that shot. Okay, take another shot. you can't. You're not looking at a digital camera. You're looking at it. You basically photographing with film.
Yeah.
So it's basic. When you have it developed, that's when you see what you missed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like you get into a car. And you drive a car, and you drive like a maniac. You don't even know what the car feels like. It's the same with the camera. Get into your camera, shoot as much as you can, learn to know your equipment, and that's it.
So looking at all these photos you've taken over these years, and I mean, you've taken quite a bit. I mean, are we talking millions now? Yeah, like 4,000 an hour, 5 minutes probably. You've been around. There's got a photos that stand out.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's definitely some photos. This photo, it was a project we did. It was the last voyage of St. Helena. St. Helena is a mail ship. The RMS St. Helena goes to St. Helena Island. And I flew to St. Helena Island to photograph the final voyage, came back with the ship. And hurrah, a couple of months later, our photograph is basically approved by the Queen as a stamp. So
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that photo has been that photo will be around for many millennia.
Yeah. And that is your image. That is your image,
Yeah.
basically. A stamp, and there's the royal seal, and everything else.
Approved by the Queen.
Let's just watch that, okay? It's a stamp, you know what I mean? There we go. And I mean, but that is significant. I mean, that is now winning a medal at the Olympics, right?
Yeah, look, I'm not a guy to wallow in triumphs and things like that, but I must say that for us was a huge accolade.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot in our career that's been a huge accolade. Working abroad, being so grateful. Working abroad, being so grateful. Building the business that we've built. Being so grateful that we're still in COVID and we're still around. And that for us still being around and still doing business is speaks volumes of our clients, speaks volumes of our support, the guys that support us, business guys, corporate clients that support us. So yeah, we can only be humble.
I think it is absolutely, it is really, you must take a bow on that. I think it is really fantastic. You've gone through the world, some pictures stood out. That one is definitely one to celebrate.
Most
because
definitely.
I know I've seen it, because I've asked the question, so what have you taken? And
Here's
another one. I know where this is.
Don't get too hasty.
I get hasty.
Yeah, this is Long Walk to Freedom at Century City. Basically, every year, St. Patrick's Day, they green the landmarks, and we were requested to photograph this greening of the Long Walk to Freedom. Yeah,
and this was this year, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it was now. Yeah, it was a couple of weeks back. 2 weeks back. Yeah, and I thought putting this up is also important for us.
And I just want to make it clear. I was just going to make it clear as well, Dougal. This is not photoshopped. This is the photo as is.
Oh, so this is not like
this
you
is not adding the green and putting the sky in and putting them out. No, this is the photo as is.
So how many shots did you take of this?
Yeah, so this basically you basically there pre-sunset.
Yeah, you there
so
for 2
you
hours
basically you basically checking out and waiting, and then you take a couple of shots, and then eventually you get it going. Yeah.
Sorry, I got to say this because you want to be clear with this, because people think you rock up, there we go, and leave. No, it's
a process.
It's a process. To get that, you probably took 10,000 pictures of that same thing there. The same thing.
As
but you're touching on a good point there, because the what we find a lot as photographers nowadays at events is clients, whoever you're photographing is getting a bit more impatient when you take a photo, because you're looking at 101 things when you're taking a photo. But clients are so used to doing selfies and taking photos with their phones, they expect you to be that quick as well. You understand what I'm saying?
perfect photo.
So there's a lot more in going when you call out a professional. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah. So I wanna move on to what exactly it is that is all happening at Nickay Productions as well, in terms of webinars, the other services we offer with that you do with live streaming. But go back to that other photo there, because I saw Trevor Noah up there. So what is this?
Yeah, this was in New York. I was working in New York, and I met Trevor at this function, and I took a photo. And to me,
And
again,
he's working this function.
he was working at the function, yeah, and so was I.
Yeah.
And to me, as a South African, yes, there's a couple of things I don't agree with Trevor Noah, but I am so in awe with South Africans doing it for themselves abroad. I mean, Celeste Doron, Trevor Noah. I mean, there's a lot of South Africans that are really showing their steel abroad. And for me as a South African, I was so awesome in awe. You asked me the other day, when you had photos with celebrities. Yeah, I do have a lot of photos with celebrities. But celebrities are human beings. So I don't make a big thing about them, but I do take photos with them, because in this instance, I'm saying, dude, I respect you.
Now, let's just be clear. Your camera is around your neck, so what is this photo being taken with you?
Strange you should ask that. I always operate with 2 cameras.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I always operate.
I thought I had
You thought you didn't
I
catch
thought
it?
he had it. All right. I want to, you know what? The photos are lovely, but I want to get into this, because they're absolutely wonderful. And that is the basis, really, of what you do. And the passion is amazing. You started Mahala Monday. Yes.
No, carry on.
Started Mahala Monday, doing live streaming and all of this. I mean, this is just and this is something that you've played with. Like, you've had this thought of doing it, because you're constantly thinking of evolving the business. It's a word that I've heard you two use to each other a lot, future-proof. I had no idea what it meant, but I learned what it means. And this is it, like, literally see what are the possible outcomes 10 years, 5 years from now. Okay, now, like you and the rest of the world, nobody could see COVID, right? But on the backdrop of COVID, live streaming and things, these were things that you were toying with, well ahead of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
COVID sort of had, you had the stuff, you started doing it. Speak to us about these services, because this is now how the world is being shown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so live streaming is basically part of our life now. Graduations, we're doing live streaming on graduations now. We're doing webinars on live streaming. If you in a marketing department of any corporate, or you in basically thinking of pushing your brand out there, and that's why I say it's so important that people have to consider the image they put out on social media. If you I've seen a couple of clients doing Facebook Live with a cell phone. Dude, I don't have respect for your brand, because you're doing Facebook Live with your cell phone. So there's a lot happening now that live streaming is part of our life now. People are telling me post-COVID, live stream will fall away. No, it won't. I don't think it won't.
No, you know what, from where I'm sitting, I'm thinking of like conferencing and that sort of thing, you know. Instead of me flying to Austria, I'm part of the Austrian event sitting on my couch, basically. Do you know what I mean? So logistical costs, all of that. So just having a look at that and what is going, it's certainly got a big future.
Well, I pitched to a client the other day that they have this award ceremony we've been doing for the past 12 years, right? And I pitched to them, I said, you know what, why don't you do live streaming? So he says, so I said, because if you do the live streaming to the open public, right? your brand is going to get so much more exposure. Because a lot of people know the good you're doing. And they're doing good. But it's only the people in your circle that know the good you're doing. Why don't you put it out there? Let people know the good you're doing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, man, never mind what negativity you see. I'm telling you as a photographer, I see more good in this country than anything else. So people need to understand, put yourself out there. But yes, you're thinking about your budget, you're thinking about your spend. But it's about exposure.
And in terms of these live streaming, and I know you use the word webinars now, so what exactly is it that with these services that you would offer?
I show you a good example. For example, Mahala Monday.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh yeah, that's us.
That's us.
I mean, Mahala Monday. I mean, I was webinared up last year. I mean, I'm that type of person who wants to be on everything I want to see. I'm at the moment, guys, check out Clubhouse. Clubhouse is awesome. I mean, I'm promoting it because it's going to be beneficial to a lot of people. Find out what is out there. For me, I was webinared up. And I thought, how can we do webinars differently? And then we got the two of you to do webinars. So it's a more interactive webinar. So you've got, and for me, a more interactive webinar, organized webinar, at the end of the day, people are not bored on the other side. But I get bored listening to one person for 40 minutes or 50 minutes because it's one tone.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're asking questions and you... And you're engaging, automatically it just adds a different dynamic.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it does.
we hope we've been delivering on that.
While
You
Google,
guys-
all I can say is our clients has been raving and been very happy with our services. I
Yeah,
must
I've
say.
been getting some good comments on Mahala Monday.
Oh
There we
yeah.
go. So, and it is that kind of service that you offer, and of course, with it, and you could do all sorts of things within that sphere as well.
Yeah, you don't just think of webinars, think of conferencing, think of there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with live streaming. But the important thing I always say is don't just do something. It's the same as when you buy a camera, it's the same as everything. What is your end goal? What do you want to achieve? Right? And let people like myself come sit with you and see how it is we can assist you. We can, I mean, if you're doing Teams, we can link the studio vibe in with Teams. We can link it in with Zoom. We can do a award ceremony where all your folks are coming in from Zoom and you as a presenter are then speaking to the wider audience. So there's a lot more, but it's definitely see live streaming as a combination of future events.
Yeah. And I like that. And I mean, you're already there and already proving to be really at the cutting edge. And you know, but it is not that. It's because you've listened to your existing clients.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. You've listened to your clients because I know you meet with them. They say, this is the things we want. We want this, we want that. You go, okay, cool. And then you come back, here's the things you want, but you're going to get this and this and this. And I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think if you look at through the 19 years we've been running, I mean, we switched to digital before a lot of our competitors switched to digital. We were doing green screen, on-site printing and all of that before a lot of our competitors. I passed by this photo earlier. I just want to show you.
Yes.
So for example, we do like the photo on the right is green screen, right? So we photograph the guys, we frame it on-site, everything, right? The DHL, we did a national thing where we photographed the clients at the different DHL sites and uploaded the photos immediately to social media. So our software has that capacity. So we'll take the photo and we upload it immediately to social media. And that is it. We're always looking, and it's a future proof that you're talking about. We're always looking at how can we future proof ourselves? How can we, at the end of the day, look at the e-commerce platform? It's future proofing.
What is that?
Okay, so the e-commerce platform is basically We do graduations, like you said, and folks can then, instead of buying photos on site, right? So we got no contact with any of our staff other than having the photo taken. We then upload the photos onto a portal which you access in the comfort of your home, your office, wherever, and you view photos only of yourself, of no one else. So that all falls within that it's, you've got your privacy. No one else is seeing your photos. And you then purchase your photos as you want. And if your institution falls into the institutions that we service, then if you graduated at UWC and you've graduated at SACAP, your photos of SACAP and UWC will be in your gallery. So whenever you want to purchase it, and a lot of people like the way we operate because you're under no pressure to buy it now. You can buy it later, you can buy it. We get people ordering 2006 photos, graduation
like
photos.
today.
Yeah.
Why? Because we've got backup beyond backup beyond backup. So you can order your photos. You can order your photos like 10 years later.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And that is the part of the service that you offer. So I mean, it is amazing. All the things we've been doing, taking photos, and then of course the live streaming thing, which is really cutting edge.
Oh,
and I'm not saying that because I'm sitting this side, but it is cutting edge. It is really the stuff what we do, and all businesses makes your life very easy. Let us do it. Rhoda does the hard work. That's just how it is. I want to double check because I want to get an opinion about entrepreneurship, but I want to ask Kayla, is that it? We got no more questions or comments. That those were the ones I did shorten some of them. I saw Hubert is in there. Hubert, how's it, man? Lekker to see you. Hubert is always watching. Is always good. Hubert says Alfonso and the team at Nickay is like a gift that keeps on giving. He's an absolute brand ambassador and only. Not only for his company, but also for his clients as well. Congratulations, guys. And when you hear comments like that, and much appreciated you saying that as well, Hubert, when you hear comments like that, because that is why I actually also said to you, but you need to sit here.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to do it.
And you and so many other people, and Hubert is one of them.
I've got another one. Jabbar just says thanks, and yes, the warmest welcome for anyone. That is what he says. Lauren Hawkins, how's it going? Lauren Hawkins says, as someone in a creative field, where do you find new clients during this lockdown? And we're gonna touch it there because we've been going on for a bit. But if I can tie in with her, lockdown, COVID, all of this, everybody was scrambling. You were looking under rocks now for new business. This is it. Doing the live streaming has done that. Now that the world moving is there already, dare I even say, you like on the cutting edge of these sort of things happening. But in this time, to what she says, how do you
Get new clients.
How do you get new clients? How do you reinvent yourself? Where do you start? Because you just throw your hands in the air. How do you do that?
I think Rhoda and myself made a commitment when lockdown started. No, we made a commitment that if we start every day 8 o'clock, we carry on. When the president made the announcement, we committed to ourselves that every morning 8 o'clock we starting work. Lockdown 5, we started work every morning. The two of us were busy working on the business, whatever it was we were doing. The our two children were studying and working on their work. So at the end of the day, it's just make that commitment to yourself to work on your business. And Dougal says it, Lauren Dougal says it every time. Just that 1%. Just that 1%. Lauren, I believe in that 1%. Lauren,
1%.
I spoke to a guy last week and I said, expose yourself, put yourself out there, call people. At the end of the day, it's people deal with people.
Yeah.
And if you are not putting yourself out there, people won't know about you. Yeah. And if you've gone quiet over lockdown, people will too scared to call you because they think you're one of the businesses that died in lockdown. What we've done throughout lockdown was keep contact with our clients, keep contact with exposure, and that, if you keep that going all the time, I'm not saying we make tons of money. Definitely, we've been through as everybody has suffered through the lockdown. Our industry has been hurt tremendously. But like a client of mine has said, with the 2008, remember this, we've gone through this before already. 2008 financial crunch, a client of mine said, this is the time you should be marketing. This is the time you should really be marketing. So I'm telling you, Lauren, whatever it is you're doing, use social media, use and let people know you're still around.
And I think that is it, because it is difficult finding new clients, isn't it? And in any time, and let alone this time, you know what I mean? In any time, it is already really difficult. There is a couple more that we've got to go. Capturing the soul is one or two of the comments that I've got. Hank wanted to answer, wanted to know something about how to explain a little bit of the live streaming, which we think we've covered. I also want to ask you this, because earlier you mentioned something like OptiGrowth. You mentioned different networks. This is also you as a business and a company that's come together and met up and sort of, not streamline is the wrong word that I'm going to use, but you've sort of teamed up, and not teamed up, but you sort of align and learn from companies that are doing certain services and taking on other services on board in order to improve all of this. I mean, you've constantly been doing this.
Yeah, look, I mean, through the years, it's every time you'll see we come up with a different service and there's a different thing. And as the market changes, we add services. We've got a bouquet of services. And that's the nice thing, is that you're working with a smaller group of clients, but you have so many services for these clients. But the important thing, and that's the vital thing, and I speak to all entrepreneurs or starting out entrepreneurs, trust. People's got to trust you. You got to work people's trust. That's the main thing of a relationship.
Wow.
I'm basically done, and I just want to check if there's one or two comments coming in. Incredible photographer, and more importantly, an incredible person. Alfonso captures each moment and delivered outstanding, and it is such an honor to have worked with him. He is humble, passionate, and totally authentic. And I want Kayla just to go up there, because I missed the name who that came from. That's from Michelle DeVet. Thank you, Michelle DeVet. And then Jabbar says, thank you very much for the feedback, Alfonso. I'm so glad you guys, you're using the correct terminology, he says, and everything. And Jabbar's one of those people as well. If I can bring it in, he's one of those. He is exceptionally passionate, because this is what he does. You know, when it comes to people hard of hearing and to the deaf community in the country, and then getting messages out there, which is exactly what you do. And that links into what I was saying earlier, because he is really on the forefront in the spectrum that he operates most of the time. And the two of you have met up, and you do this with people like with OptiGrowth or with business people. You all team up, like these are new ways, and it's constantly evolving, and that is what it is. And you had asked a question earlier, which I am most definitely saving for the last question. But in summary, it started off nearly 2 decades ago. Your artistry speaks for itself. You've traveled the globe doing what you've done. Do you even know how many photos you've taken?
Nah.
I mean, can a person read that number?
Let's just say, when Fonzo comes off from site, it is a mission having to sit through those photos.
And I'm going to be honest, so you've done all of these great things. Between the two of you, you've created this amazing business. You've done all of these things. You've delivered exceptional quality of services for a long time. There's this new thing like Mahala Monday, which is part of this whole live streaming. This is just one of the things. All of these things are going. We know you're passionate about entrepreneurship, because this is exactly what you do. We know you're passionate about getting the information out there for the young ones, as Rhoda always says. So photography is because this is a brilliant career opportunity. You said it yourself. Everybody's taking photos. We live in pictures. Pictures speak 1,000 words. We eat with our eyes. This is what people say. I mean, there's a reason people say these things. Capturing the moment. But everybody want to know, when you bring out a coffee book table, but Paul sir's asking, Everybody is asking, when is there a coffee book table with all these great images, whether it's online or under the line or in between the line.
So Dougal,
Where's this coffee book table? Come now, man.
yeah, I'm the one that's harassing, like you have been harassing about having the show. So believe me, it's coming. It's going to be there. Believe me, it's going to be there.
In fact, I'm committing to end of year Christmas presents, people. Okay, just by the way, ek het niks met die boek te doen. I've got nothing to do with the book. Nothing.
So I mean, the nice thing, and again, I don't know. I just maintain a positive attitude. That's what I want to finally say. Maintain a positive attitude. Steer away from negative people. Maintain your positive environment. Like-minded people will seek out like-minded people. I mean, I'm just thinking of a couple of people that's been on the show. I want to mention names, but you're here. So many awesome people that's been on the show. Positive people. People that are doing things. I mean, Jabbar was feeding people throughout the lockdown. People that are helping communities. There's a lot of
that's
people there's a lot of people that's doing good in this country, and I think you just need to focus on the positives. We are a diverse group of people, South Africans, as diverse as our history is. I don't care what label they put on you. We, as a country, can move forward in leaps and bounds. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and it's the year now. So, Rhoda, that's it from me.
That's it.
Because I know for you, this is a difficult interview. How do you interview
the person? It was very difficult interview, Dougal. And there's many times I want to butt in. You ask a question, I want to, and I'm like, no, you can't answer this.
No, because the two of you talk a lot alone. It's fine.
That's true.
Yeah, we can have this talk all day.
All day.
I think it's been good. Thanks, Dougal.
No.
Thanks for bending my arm
to.
It's taken a while. I'm normally very convincing. I did fall under my standard here, but it happened. Listen, thanks for having this. And we just want to check if there's any other comments that are coming through. I definitely don't want to miss something. I know today's episode has been a little bit longer, but it's been very important, of course, to give the story about Nickay out there, where it all started for Alfonso, how things have developed. And it was very important for us to sort of, and we never steered him. This is how we tricked him. We never tricked him for his passion. That just came out. He was just going, and I knew, you see, never. There we go.
You saw that one coming.
I knew that was going to happen. So we're all good with the questions. Thank you very much, Kayla. Normally, like Rhoda said at the beginning, Alfonso's on the other side. There's a whole bunch of people here making this all happen. And this is basically how it works, because we want to make sure everything is fantastic. But that is why, for all of your needs, whether it's photographic, live streaming, videography, all of that, Nickay, simple.
That's it.
You know what it is.
Serious about your image.
That's right.
Anything else, Rhoda?
I think that's it. I think Fonzo hit the nail on the head, and I'm quite happy with his last comments. Well done.
Your wife was happy with your last comments. That's a win, my man. That's a win. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you very much to Alfonso Stoffels. Yes, the man war behind Nickay, and of course, with his wonderful partner, of course, and my partner, Rhoda. Mahala Monday. I tell you what, it's been absolute pleasure talking to him, of course. And it's just another South African doing great things. It's that simple. It's just another South African doing great things, and right here, of course, which is absolutely fantastic. So we had to tell you the story. Wonderful services as well. And if people want to find out more, what do they do? How do they get in touch?
They need to go to www.nickay.com, and then you can call us on our offices as well, and we'll be able to assist you with quotes or anything that you need regarding information for live streaming, photography, videography. Give us a call.
That is it from us then. I'm talked out. You done?
Yes.
I'm talked out.
I'm done.
Thanks, everyone.
Enjoy Easter.
Yes, have a lovely Easter.